Good day, Pasadena. I'm Michelle Maglianico, welcoming you today with a special presentation of the 48th Annual Pasadena Showcase House of Design. This annual and only fundraiser for Pasadena Showcase House for the Arts is one of the oldest and largest house and garden tours in the country. This year's house is a magnificent 1927 Spanish colonial revival home known as Casa de las Puertas, the House of Doors. The house features many splendidly designed wood-carved doors throughout the property, all of which are amazingly beautiful, and there are even leather-tufted and metal-clad doors as well. The doors are a main feature of this 16-room villa designed by John Winford Byers, a self-trained architect. The house isn't the only attraction here. There are amazing gardens throughout the property. There are additional tranquil areas complete with waterfalls. There are fountains, and for those of you interested in growing your own plants, there's even a greenhouse on the property. And there are special displays and workshops to help you learn more. Now, the house has been open for tours since April 15th and will remain open through May 13th. Tickets can be purchased online by going to pasadenashowcase.org. Beverly Marksberry, this year's president, says it's off to a good start.
It's been a wonderful year. We had beautiful weather on opening day. We got a full house of people. The restaurant was just shining. We had lots of sales in the shops, and lots of tickets were sold. So we've started out with a bang. So we're really happy this year. It's going to be a beautiful showcase. It's a stunning home, and it just has so many wonderful architectural details. We're very excited about it.
The money raised from the Showcase House is for a great cause. Pasadena Showcase House for the Arts has awarded over $18 million to schools and symphonic associations, and they continue each year to provide musical programs for youth throughout the San Gabriel Valley.
We're a major donor to the LA Philharmonic, along with giving out 44 grants to local music and arts charities here in the community. And we also have the Music Mobile program, which is taken into Title I schools here in the community for third graders, where they learn about symphonic music. And then the next year they go to the Pasadena Showcase House Youth Concert, which is done by the Los Angeles Philharmonic. And we have about 4,200 school children, fourth graders, that go and attend that concert. And then we also have the instrumental competition, which is a competition for talented musicians between the ages of 16 and 24. And they compete for $30,000 in scholarship money, and this is judged by the Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra members, along with other members of other orchestras.
Good Day Pasadena will be back with more of the 48th Annual Pasadena Showcase House of Design right after these messages.
Jackie, it's Dina. Did you hear the news? He did it in front of everyone, too.
Sean, it's Otis. I'm running late.
I'm calling my mom next. She's gonna cry.
My first real vacation in years. Vegas won't know what hit it. Say, how do I get there from the 134?
Oh, Jackie, are you crying?
What? Exit before what?
Please, stop.
Before what?
Stop!
Stop before the line. That's what, because it only takes a second to lose or save a life.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until the secret that will make you smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this. They are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're gonna be hanging out a little bit more.
This year's house includes some new designers, as well as some returning to Showcase. Christina Lauren is a new designer to Showcase this year and also the youngest designer in the history of Showcase. Her design area included quite a bit of space. Christina is the first designer you meet when you enter the house and are welcomed into the Entrada, a luxurious space with natural elements and an interesting interplay of color. Her area also included a powder room, the master staircase, and an upstairs gallery.
As my first year went, it just got easier throughout the process. I think I was most intimidated in the beginning, but every other designer has been so nice, and another designer actually provided some of the artwork for my space, so it's been a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, but I would definitely do it again. Well, I designed the Entrada, the main staircase, the upstairs gallery, and the powder room. And I really kept the original architecture fresh, like the Spanish tile that's original to the house, nearly 100 years old. And I just brightened it up with some new paint and some new lighting fixtures. Some of the special features that I've highlighted throughout is the lighting I put in. Actually, the two sconces I put in are from a huge estate from the 1920s, like Hearst Castle big. And there's a few other period style wall sconces upstairs also. And the tile that was here for the staircase, that's original. And also the artwork is from California, and it's from local artists, so it's really nice to get them incorporated in design also. The staircase used to have a runner over it, and it was said that there was cracks and chips, and it was unwalkable without a runner taped down and glued down. So I had always planned to put a runner down again, but when I went down and unveiled it, the tile was in great condition. I mean, besides the glue and the bonds that had been there for the last probably 70 years. So I had them restored, and it was a 3-day process, and usually it does not take that long to restore stairs. So the powder room had original tile on the walls, not from the 20s, but for the owner that lives here now. And we wanted to really bring out the orange on the walls, so we put in a period style floor tile, which is a 1-inch hex. And instead of black drop-ins, which you normally see, we put dark blue in, and it really brings out the color of the walls. When everyone came through the house, I love to see the expressions on their faces. And people actually go through my space 3 times, so I get to see their expression in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And a lot of it was positive, and everybody didn't want the tour to end. In the upstairs gallery, I wanted a more casual feel and a more playful approach, and I went through a blue phase. So all of the artwork on the wall, it has a California easy feel, and the artwork, it's taken locally from Pasadena shops. The chairs, I also tried highlighting with interesting fabrics and a nice dark blue velvet in the front, and I hand-did the pillows, handmade them, sewed on my sewing machine, and so the light blue really brings out the rest of the pictures up here.
The master bedroom suite was designed by Catherine Dahlman of Catherine Designs Incorporated. She completely remodeled the master bathroom, which now features a new stylish square standalone bathtub. Gleaming nickel fixtures are a striking contrast against the marble and tile. The walls are covered with an appealing mix of white, chocolate brown, and taupe Spanish Moroccan tiles, and the beautiful marble slab contains all of the colors of the tiles. The shower was decreased in size to allow more space in the room, and the designer created separate cabinet and vanity areas, one for the lady and another for the gentleman of the house. Returning to Showcase again this year is Gregory Parker of Parker West Interiors. His area has been truly transformed and includes the magnificent kitchen, a butler's pantry, a walk-in pantry, and a breakfast room.
When I first came into this kitchen, it was remodeled in the 70s, so it had kind of a 70s vibe to it. The cabinets were green, the floor was kind of a honey-colored oak, and but the basic bones, at least as far as function, were in the right place. So we basically just kind of took a deep breath and just took out everything that we could so that we would just be starting with the bare bones. We have the breakfast room, which is adjacent to the kitchen. Originally was an outdoor space, and then when it was remodeled in the 70s, they enclosed it. So that's a nice, generous area for casual dining. And then the kitchen area, of course, we have our 4x8 island, and then adjacent to that is the butler's pantry, and then a nice walk-in pantry. One of the challenges was our floor. We wanted to make sure that we had a connection to the rest of the house. And the pattern that you see in the floor, which is kind of a picket and diamond pattern, mimics the terracotta flooring in the entry. And so we wanted to maintain that feeling. But what we did, because I felt that there was more busyness there than I wanted, so I had the floor stripped, and then we put warm walnut stain on that, and then we over-stenciled a pattern on top of that, using the existing pattern to create a less directional and more stately pattern. Casa de las Puertas, the House of Doors. There's a beautiful door going into the formal dining room. So what we did is we took that scalloped pattern, which is done in copper, and we used that for our hood above the cooktop, and then also for our window treatments, changing the scale of that pattern. But very much, I was very much inspired by that. We definitely wanted to make sure that the color was there. Of course, we wanted to have a nice connection to the outdoors, and there's beautiful Spanish Malibu tile sort of throughout these grounds, and we wanted to make sure that we had a nice connection to that, so that when you step from this kitchen to the outdoors, that it just feels like a very, very nice connection to nature. This is what I would call the crown jewel of the kitchen, which is the La Cornue, hand-built in France, and the beautiful blue color is a Portuguese blue, enamel on stainless steel. It is what I also call the supreme cooking machine. It is amazing if you cook. I'm not really a great cook, so what I love to do is just get a glass of wine and just stand and look at it. We have these two ovens, which are quite spacious, and certainly if you're having 24 for Thanksgiving, you get your turkeys, and that will set you up for that. The pot filler is a really nice feature, of course, for any kind of pastas or anything that requires a large pot of water. This is a nice feature over here with this flat area. You can actually have 4 different saucepans going, 4 different things, and control that heat by how much or how close it is to the flame. And then, of course, these rings come off depending on what you're doing as far as any kind of stir fry or even wok cooking. So it's got so many different features that it can do, and also look as beautiful as it does. So, well, this is brand new from Thermador. This is their microwave drawer, one of my favorite appliances in the kitchen. What I love about this, of course, is that the function of it works so well. We have 2 rectangular sinks. They are hammered nickel, which again is a beautiful finish in a kitchen like this. The hammered surfaces add an element of texture, and also it's very forgiving. We have 2 different lighting vendors in our kitchen. We have this beautiful pendant, which is inspired by Moroccan lighting. In the breakfast room, we have 2 bowl chandeliers, which have large crystals on them. This is Fine Art Lighting, a wonderful company. They do exquisite lighting, and I was thrilled to be able to show that in this year's showcase. In our butler's pantry, what we wanted to do was create that very wonderful traditional feeling that you have in these stately homes of the 1920s. And one of the things is a mahogany countertop. And you might notice that we added a special detail to that countertop, which is the S-curve going into the corner. And that's just a very fun kind of detail to add more interest to this area. We used a wonderful vintage tile for our backsplash, and it creates the hexagonal pattern with the metal and this lovely light mint green color. And then in our cabinetry, also we used the LED strip lighting to really show off china and silver and crystal and just kind of give it that extra sparkle. This is the Thermador wine column, and a perfect way to take a small space. It's 18 inches wide, but you really can get quite a bit of wine in here, and a wonderful way to show your wines and using them in the formal and the informal dining spaces. I wanted to do something special for our owners and also for our showcase guests, and so we took this photograph of the house and in a black and white format, and then there's a company that will transfer this onto marble, and it's done through a local La Cañada company, Adobe Designs, and they just did a magnificent job with that. I do have a special feeling about the showcase. I'm a musician myself, and I really understand how important it is to support the musical arts, particularly in the area that you live. And Showcase, of course, has a long history of supporting the arts, both on a larger and a more grassroots level through the schools in the San Gabriel Valley, all the way up to the Los Angeles Philharmonic. So I very much support that.
The family room is the largest room in the house and designed by Designs of the Interior. This room is ideally suited for all types of entertainment. The space is dramatic but comfortable, and it's a setting that can change for any occasion. Whether it's time for a game of chess or family movie night with a comfortable sofa for lounging. There are plenty of seating areas in this space. Some can be used just for reading or conversation. Another seating area was specially designed to take advantage of the outdoor views. Because this is the House of Doors, a unique custom-made coffee table was commissioned from a solid door supported by an iron base. The amazing pool area was designed by Carson Magnus Landscapes Incorporated and was inspired by Hollywood's silent film era with 1920s Moroccan styling. Handcrafted Malibu Revival tile in patterns original to the 1920s have been custom designed to enhance the original peacock tile mosaic. The living room, designed by Albert Jans and Sherry Stein of Henry Johnstone & Company, is a space that is inviting and welcoming. A grand piano is dramatically displayed against an 8-foot-long oil painting. The designers chose to mix traditional and contemporary lines in the styling of the chairs and sofas and arrange them into multiple conversation groups. There are so many more rooms in the house to see. There's a study for the gentleman and also one for the lady of the house. There's a special room for card games, a guest suite, a family library with an adjoining reading room, and even an original telephone room, which was a true luxury when the house was built. The breezeway is a unique place that functions as both an interior and exterior space. It includes a unique water feature and dramatic doorways. Highlighting the beautiful arched ceiling is a large, colorful mural in a traditional Spanish pattern. It is designed by Jason Lai and Stephanie Leese of L2 Interiors. Another interesting space in the house is the traveler's room, which was an original sleeping porch. It includes 3 original Murphy beds. Paul Devine of Interior Devine Incorporated enhanced the original beauty of the space. The Showcase House experience doesn't stop at touring the house. There are lounge areas, dining areas, and even shopping.
Well, the gardens are available for tour without a ticket, along with the shops at Showcase, which have 21 fabulous vendors. And the restaurant at Showcase is catered by Wolfgang Puck Catering and designed by Silver Birches. Peter Otero has done a beautiful job designing this lovely La Corteza. So you can come to the restaurant and the shops and the gardens without a ticket anytime you want to between now and May 13th when we close.
The Showcase House doesn't just happen. There are a lot of volunteers behind the scenes. About 312 members volunteer all year long.
Well, I've been an attendee of Showcase for many years, and I've always wondered what the mechanics and what happened in the background. And last year I saw somebody that was involved in the association, and I thought, well, I'm going to check into it. And I was really welcomed with open arms the minute that I joined. It's been great.
And during the time the house is open for touring, many more volunteers from the community also help out.
We partner with approximately 20 community organizations that come here to Showcase, and they staff for us, and then we pay their organization to support their charity for each shift that they work for us. So it's a great collaboration, and we've been doing this since 2001.
As a volunteer, I've had the pleasure of beginning at this year's Showcase from the beginning to the end. I've seen the vendors come in, the designers, and completely change the rooms. It's been a wonderful experience. Because I've had such a great experience, I found myself here quite a lot more than I need to be, and I'm here every Monday, and then I do my tour docents also, and donating time then.
We hope you enjoyed this special presentation of the 48th Annual Pasadena Showcase House of Design right here on Good Day Pasadena. I'm Michelle Maglianico, and we'll see you again next time.